Hi, sir. Good morning. I'm Jerica, and
I'm Nika.
Good morning, Nika. Good morning, Jerica.
good morning. We're from the College of Arts and Communication.
And we're under of the Bachelor of Science Development Communication, and we're in our third year.
Yes. This interview is a part of our requirement in
Developmental news writing and journalism.
yes
Okay,
under
great.
Ma'am Ambi Magpanao,
Okay, great.
and that's all.
Okay.
So, sir, what can you say about Philippines?
Oh, what can I say about the Philippines? Well, this is my first trip here. It's my
Yes.
first time ever being in the Philippines. So far, I really, really like it. I am here serving as a Peace Corps volunteer. So my first entry was through Manila, where I spent very little time, and then went to Cavite, where I did 2 weeks of training. And then from Cavite, we went to the province of Bataan. And in Orani, we did some more training for about 2 months.
Oh, yes.
And then about 10 days ago, I arrived here in
10
Catarman, where I will serve my 2 years of service.
Oh, 2 years.
Yeah.
So, sir, what is your first impressions?
Well, to be honest with you, I really like the Philippines. It has been for me a very easy adjustment because the weather and the climate in the Philippines is very similar to where I come from, which is Miami, Florida.
Miami, Florida.
Yeah, so the home of the Miami Heat, maybe you know. Yeah.
Yeah, sort of.
I
So what
really-
can you say about the people of this place? What can
Well,
you say?
I can say that the people have been incredibly hospitable everywhere I
that's
go.
good.
I
That's good.
think that I would call this the land of smiles.
Okay.
Everywhere I go, I get greeted with smiles. While I was training in Orani, I was actually living with a Filipino family that was my
Wow.
host family. So they had no idea who I was, but they actually opened up their house to me,
They are
and I
so
lived there for 2 months. So they took care of me, they fed me. My host mother, my nanay, taught me
Yes.
how to do laundry. She taught me how to cook. So they took me into their house just as if I was one of their own anak,
Members,
one of their
yeah.
own members. That's right.
That's
So
nice.
it was very warm and very hospitable and a very loving family. Yeah, it was very similar to my family back home because the family I stayed with was a mother, a father, a son, and a daughter. And my family is 5 people: mother, father, and I have a brother and a sister. So it was very similar. So it felt very comfortable and it felt very warm.
It's easy to adjust.
It was not very difficult to adjust.
Oh.
Right.
Since sir, you're new here,
Mhm.
have you ever felt culture shock about our culture?
You know, I was expecting to feel culture shock. In our trainings, they talked about it and they said that we would experience it at some point. I don't know that I have felt culture shock, but maybe I have felt like just some cultural differences and some very mild nuances.
Yes.
You know, it's a different type of food, but so far I like everything that I've eaten. It's a different language. That's probably the hardest part, is
Yes.
being able to
Yeah.
communicate effectively.
Barrier.
Yeah, but it is a barrier sometimes. So we did learn a little bit of Tagalog in our training.
Yeah.
So I was able to communicate very, very basically in Tagalog. But now moving to Katarman, I
Yeah,
have to learn a new language. So I
Yes,
will.
Waray.
Yeah, that's right. So I will begin my Waray lessons after finals.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good, sir. So you are a Peace Corps volunteer.
That's correct.
Yeah. And are you going to facilitate for peace grantees?
One of my counterpart is Ma'am Ondet,
Yeah.
and she is very involved in the ESG PPA program. So we have talked about it, and there is definitely some work that I would like to do with the ESG PPA students. What I'm trying to do is find an overlap where I can include ESG PPA students also with some MAPE, which is like some fine arts and some physical education,
good.
as well as with communication. And I have a degree in film, so I'm hoping to be able to co-teach with Sir Roger. And we will try to do maybe like a film program where we
that's
will
good.
do
Yeah.
we would like to do some film premieres. Actually, I was late coming to the interview because we were trying to meet with the vice president. We're asking for permission to use the second floor in this building above the museum
The
Yes.
one
as an extension of the museum and gallery space so that we can hold art shows there, dance performances, as well as
nice.
film premieres. So,
Yes.
so there's a lot of work I would like to do, but it also includes coordinating with ESG PPA students.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's nice. Very good. What are the other purpose of what are your other purpose of coming here?
Well, my primary purpose is to serve as a volunteer for the Peace Corps. As part of that service, I will be here for 2 years. And
Just
in-
like Mom
just-
Liz Rice and
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And Sir Nathan Brown, yes.
Yeah.
So actually, my wife and I are taking the place of Liz and Nathan and trying to continue all of the great work that they already started. But we also have some ideas of our own for projects that we would like to try. But our main purpose as per the Peace Corps is we are in the education sector. So our primary purpose is to help with the efficiency and comprehension of English. But we're going to do that hopefully through programs such as maybe athletics, film, art, that sort of thing.
educational
Yeah.
sector. Okay.
Have you met the ESG PPA grantees?
I have met so far just a few of them because it's the end of the semester and I think
Yeah.
everybody's very busy with final
Yes,
projects
requirements.
and with requirements and with assignments and also
Yes.
with the finals next week. So some of them have come into the LRC to do some studying and to do some research.
Yes.
So I've had a chance to speak with some of them, but I believe on this campus we have roughly 338.
Yes, sir. Actually, I'm one of them.
Are you one? So
Yes.
then I've met an extra one today.
Yes.
So just a handful, but obviously within 2 years, I think I will have the opportunity to meet maybe all
Yeah.
of them, at least many more. Yeah.
That's the program we
That's
the
right.
pictures of the programs that we have.
That's right.
We did.
Well, Liz and Nathan left me a letter on the computer here that sort of explained all of the projects that they had done, and they were very busy. It looks like they did a lot of literature camps, leadership camps.
Yeah.
I think sports camps. So again, I'm hoping to continue some of those programs and also branching out and trying some other programs as well.
Like what other programs, sir, are you going to? You're going to
Kind of what we
implement?
spoke about before, I'm very interested in working with Ma'am Ina in developing the extension of the museum. We're hoping to bring in, Ma'am Ina has a collection of ethnographic material that's specific to Samar and North Samar. So we're hoping to create a space where we can present that material. We are hoping to use the ground floor of the museum as the permanent installation for all the cultural and ethnographic materials, and then the second floor for again art
Film.
displays, film, dance performances. My wife is a big runner. She likes to run.
Yes.
So we're thinking about maybe starting a running club here on the UEP campus if people would be interested in that.
There's a lot of athletes here.
A lot.
Yeah.
Well, the entire MAPE school, every morning when we go for our run, is out
Yeah.
exercising and practicing. I would also like to do some work with the environmental section, which is another section of the Peace Corps. In the Philippines, the Peace Corps has 3 sections: education, children, youth, and families,
Yeah.
and environmental, which is known as coastal resource management. So we have 2 volunteers that are in Pambuhan. One is education, one is environmental, and we also have an environmental in Lawang. So we're hoping to work with them to bring some environmental programs also to UEP. So I'm very excited about that opportunity.
Yes, we're so excited. That's good.
We have nothing to add. You have?
Sir, what changes can we expect from you? I know.
That's a big question. I think that I have already started to change a little bit. I am trying to adapt myself to the Filipino culture and to understand how it functions and operates, so that I can try to be more effective. If I understand, who I'm working with, maybe that makes me more effective. I think the biggest changes are going to be changes inside of me. Actually, I would love to say that I would make changes at UEP and that I'll make changes in programs and I'll have a legacy, but I don't know that that's true. I think the biggest impact is going to be from the students, the faculty, and the people of Katarman and UEP, and how they will affect me. So I'm thinking that I will leave Katarman after 2 years with a brand new perspective of sort of life and sort of the world as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to hear that.
Yeah.
So, what knowledge would you like to impart to the Corpus grantees?
Also a very interesting question. I'm hoping to just impart anything that I have that could be helpful. So that would be, maybe I have a background in civil engineering and in film and also art and design. So I'm hoping to use some of that and maybe introduce or work with. I'm really just looking forward to the opportunity to work with the students and the faculty of UEP.
Yeah.
And, I've only been here a few days, so I don't know exactly where I fit in yet. So I'm still trying to understand where I can be the most help. But I'm also happy just to, sweep and clean the LRC so that it's clean when the students come in. So I'm really happy to do whatever I can to help out wherever there's a need.
Somebody told me that you are sitting in some fourth-year students in the...
Yes, I did. I
research.
sat in Ma'am Carlita's class,
Yes.
which was public relations class, and they were talking about law and policy as it pertains to environmental organizations and environmental law, and that was very interesting. So I may try to work with her a little bit more on some of the environmental
Margarita.
issues. Yeah, that's right, with Ma'am Carlita, yes. So there's so many opportunities. The longer I'm here, the more chances I see for expansion, changes, and growth. So I'm excited about all of that. Even with the journalism, it would be nice to maybe get involved with the magazine.
Yes.
I have some ideas for the radio station. I have some ideas for bringing people in to do interviews, talking about organic farming, maybe sustainability. I think Katarman could really benefit from a comprehensive trash and recycling program.
Yeah,
so
that's the
maybe
main
we could talk
project.
about that. Yeah. So there's a lot of opportunities. I'm actually very excited about everything that's going on here.
Very good.
So some more?
Anything?
Mm-hmm.
About your wife, sir, what is her name?
My wife is Idalise Alvarez Perkins, and she is working with her counterpart, which is Ma'am Elna.
Yeah,
And
Elna
she's working in
Cowell.
COED, the College of Education.
She's from what? From what place?
She was born in New Jersey in the U.S. and then moved to Miami about 20 years ago, and that's where we met in Miami. Yeah, so she's actually working at College of Education, and her background is she has a master's in TESOL in education. So she's working with the teachers, faculty, and
co-ed.
students in co-ed. And I think she's also very excited about the opportunities there. We both are. It's been great.
She's also Peace Corps, diba, sir?
She's also Peace Corps, that's right.
Sir, who sent you here in the Philippines?
Yes.
Is that what's this?
Well,
You're
it
the
was-
one deciding.
Actually, no. We decided to join the Peace Corps probably about 2 years ago. We had wanted to do it for many years, but we never had the opportunity until last year. So the way the Peace Corps works is you submit your application, and they basically tell you, based on your skills and your experience, you can do these particular jobs, and right now these particular jobs are only available in
Qualifications.
these particular countries. So when we applied, we were accepted to the Philippines and I think also to Paraguay in South America.
After Philippines.
Together, we were accepted. There were positions available in both of those countries for us that we qualified for, but in the end, we chose to go to the Philippines.
Oh,
It was our first
nice.
Why
choice.
Philippines?
I'm sorry.
Why
Why
Philippines?
Well, because I think we were looking for something a little bit different. We wanted to sort of expand ourselves. My wife and I both speak Spanish, so if we were to be stationed in South America, we would already know how to communicate, which would be
Yes.
easy and it would be very helpful. But I think we also wanted to challenge ourselves a little bit and maybe try to learn a new language and maybe live for a while in an Asian culture.
Yes.
The Philippines is pretty much exactly halfway around the world from where we live. So it's
Yes.
a 12-hour difference in time.
Yes.
So you really can't get much more different than across the world. So that was part of our decision too. I think we just wanted something different that we weren't familiar with, because that would force us to challenge ourselves and to step out of our comfort zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Some more?
Do you have some other questions?
Can I ask you questions?
Yes,
Sure.
sir.
So you are a ESG PPA grantee, is that
Yes,
right?
sir.
Where are you from originally?
From
Are you from Katarman?
no, sir. From Palapag.
Oh, you are from Palapag.
Is
So
there some Peace Corps volunteer
yes,
there?
we have one there. Chelsea is her name. Yeah.
Chelsea. Ah, I
And
thought
she's-
she lived. Ano?
I think she's Palapag, and I think she is also CRM, so she's environmental. So she's another volunteer that we could potentially use as a resource to bring to UEP to do certain programs, maybe an environmental camp or cleanups. Yeah.
We have met her last camp.
That's right. Yeah, actually, because I see the pictures there where Carl
Yeah.
and Chelsea are in the pictures,
Mhm.
as well as Liz and Nathan.
I thought she lived together with Ma'am Liz and Rice.
I don't think so. I believe she's in Palapag. Yeah.
Still?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. And you? Are you from
I'm from
Katarman?
Katarman.
You are. Yeah. Are you ESG PPA
No.
grantee? No. Okay. Okay. And then what year are you in college?
Third year.
Third
We're
year.
third year. Best
Third
of
year.
open communication.
So you will be graduating next year.
I hope so.
Hopefully.
I hope so.
Okay.
It's difficult. So,
And do you know what you want to do when you graduate? Have you decided?
you know yet.
No, not
No,
yet.
Not yet. But maybe something with journalism.
Yes,
Yeah,
related
something
to our
related
course.
to our course.
Mhm.
Some more?
No more? So, sir, it's nice to meet you
Yes.
and to some other, ano, yun.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and thank you for
Yeah.
letting me have this interview.
Okay,
And thank
sir.
you for
Thank
being
you.
so welcoming.
Yes, sir.
Really appreciate the welcome that we got when we came to UEP.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.